Hey y'all, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and today I'm in downtown Chattanooga again. I've got the Nikon Z6 and the 24-70 f4. I'm gonna do some street photography finally. If you've never been to Chattanooga, the downtown area down by the river and the river walk and all of that is the tourist sector, and that's kind of where I like to do my street photography. It has more elevation, the buildings are taller, so it kind of gives you better light and shadow sorts of things. Just everything about it is more attractive to me as a street photographer. We're gonna take this camera with us today, mainly because the XT3 is dead. See if I can get some decent photography with it. But before we get on this street photography journey, you need to see this trick on how to resize images for the Georgia Photographer live stream photo projects. So without further ado, let's go to the computer and let's do that right quick. And we're in the editing lab. All right, I'm gonna get started here. Well, what we're gonna do? We're trying to resize an image. So I'm gonna open an image. Here we go. We need full res image. Let's just use this one. I don't know what I'm opening. Let's just see what it is. It's a blurry picture of a cat, of course. All right, doesn't matter. All this is a tutorial on how to scale an image and rename it. So here's what we're gonna do. You go up here to image with the image open. Now I'm gonna unclick. This little tab right here shows your image, and it shows it over here as a layer. And typically if I was going to edit this image, I would duplicate the layer so that I have an undestroyed layer and I got one that I can do stuff to. That way if you jack this one up, you've got an original that you can go back to and continue to edit. Plus, if you wanted to do masking, you know, the one above gets the changes and the one below shows through kind of stuff. Anyway, I digress. What we want to do is we want to scale the image. You're going to go up here to image. Now, I'm gonna bail off again. If you go into this gray space around the project and right click, all of these are the same as all of these. See how they replicate? So you can go to image here as well and the same drop down appears. We're gonna go down to scale image. Right here is where we make our changes. This is the pixel size of the image. So I'm just gonna change this to 2048. And when I do it, since they're chain linked together, it automatically fits this to that ratio. Scale, and then suddenly it's working now here. Now it shrunk the image. Now, if you want to zoom in and see it, just hit the plus button on your keypad, and there's your image zoomed in. Now, if we want to save it as a file for uploading to the live stream, you come in here to the export mode. You can hit like Shift Control E or Shift Command E on a Mac, whatever, or you just go to File Export As. And then it gives you the option to name the file and a place to put it. So I'm going to name it David Blurry Cat. Blurty Cat. .jpeg. Save it as a JPEG, not a PNG. PNGs are real large files. And then you put it somewhere where it makes sense. Oh, that ain't where I want to put it. That was just silly. I'm going to put it on desktop. And then export. And then you pick. If I was going to upload it as a visible image, 98 to 100%, it normally picks it a little bit less for some reason, and then export. All right, it's on the desktop somewhere right here. There it is, David's Blurry Cat. You can open it, and there it is. And you can't tell a loss in resolution. You can see that the board's behind the cat or what was actually in focus, and you can see they're still sharp, and there's a lot of resolution there. Not to mention, this display is only 2 megabytes. It's 1920 times 1080. Multiply that out, it comes out to a little over 2 million. So that's how you do it. It's very simple. I'll throw that away. But just wanted to give you that right quick and jump you back over to the vlog in progress. Now that we're back, I'm in downtown. I'm walking around. Got a few pictures of the Z6. I started out, I didn't take the 55mm. Wound up taking the 50mm f1.4, the AI lens I've got, pre-AI, whatever it is. And I shot a few frames with it. I wanted the wider focal length that the 24 has, so I switched to the 24mm. I got that 20 in the bag, but it's manual focus, and I'm kind of liking the autofocus functionality that this brings. So I'm running the 24mm, you know, the 24 to 70, and I'm shooting it a lot at 24. I've shot a few frames at 70mm, but I'm trying to do a themed shoot today and get stuff with a theme to build a small body of work that has a theme to it. My theme's color, and I'm mainly focusing on red. I've grabbed a few frames of stuff that isn't red. I almost had a red semi on the Market Street Bridge. Market Street Bridge is blue. That would have been so epic. If I'd have been there 5 minutes earlier, I'd have got that semi crossing the bridge. That red semi coming in right in the middle of that bridge would have been epic, but I missed it. So you move on. But I got a bunch of construction zone stuff, so you know, I got some of that, and I've got some just stuff around the city that's red, and it's starting to come together. So I've been out here about 2 hours now, and I really haven't went that far. But today started out kind of as a struggle, but it's actually gotten better the longer I went on, because I've just started taking photos of stuff, and now that I've gotten kind of in the groove of it, they're getting better and easier to come by. But yeah, I've been running aperture priority mode, and I'm running some exposure compensation a lot. For some reason it wants to shoot everything real dark today. I don't know, it's something in my settings. Everything, I think the sky being overcast has a lot of reflected light, and because of that it overexposes. So I'm running matrix metering, so it's pulling back the sky, and it makes all my street stuff dark. So I'm adding about 1/3 or 2/3 to stop exposure compensation to pretty much all my photos to get them exposed up. See, right now the sun's starting to peek through, but the sky is pretty dark. It says it ain't supposed to rain for a while, so we'll see. But let's move on. Well, the wind seems to have picked up. It's a lot windier than it was earlier. Well, the project's ran along pretty good. I've got several photos with the color red. That was kind of the goal today. It started out, I was just trying to shoot street photography and maybe, you know, just get some local vibe, but it's starting to be super redundant COVID stuff, and I'm kind of tired of photographing that, just to tell you the truth. I'm ready to move on, and you know, I've got lots and lots and lots of photos of people wearing masks and signs on buildings that are closed and all that sort of jazz. So that's why I've decided to do something different, just kind of try and get back to photography. Something I like to do from time to time. I switch between the XT3 and the Z6 mainly because the Z6 I run in automatic modes. I run autofocus and things like that, native lenses. But here comes the concrete pumping truck that was up on the hill earlier where I got the picture of the stop sign. He's done for the day apparently. But I run the XT3 a lot in manual mode, so I end up with a lot of manual photos with older lenses and things like that. And to shoot with the XT3 is more almost therapy for me than it is about the actual photos. I just enjoy the camera and the interaction with it, and it also produces excellent results. With the Z6, it's more about the photos and less about the camera, because the camera works so well that I can just get it out and go get the photos and not worry about it past that. How you doing today? You want to be on my vlog?
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. People get real camera shy real quick. But yeah, the Z6 just works real well. Like if you just want the photo, I've got it on touch, autofocus, and shutter. So you literally just look at the back display, touch where you want it to focus, and it'll focus on that spot and take the photo. And it just works. The colors are really beautiful. A lot of times I can use the images straight out of the camera because they work so well. But yeah, I have two similar cameras and I do two very different jobs with them, and I've realized that. And I like shooting street with the Z6 if I'm running a real wide angle lens for some reason. I really like the effect that the 24mm and the 20mm give me. But when I'm shooting on the XT3, I end up liking like 75 to 85mm for whatever reason. You know, the field of view. It's kind of strange to see that difference like that. So I don't know why, but I do. I just noticed it. All right, I'm just about to this intersection. Let's get off the camera here for a minute and get across the intersection without getting killed. Well, we're finally back to the truck. It's been a pretty good walk. I probably walked about 3 miles total, somewhere in that neighborhood. I didn't walk all that far today, but I took my time, analyzed the area real good. I'm doing a little scouting for a photo project I'm working on, and I turned up a few interesting locations and a few that are not there anymore. There's a spot where I used to film on the Walnut Street Bridge that they've completely removed now. They're gonna redo that whole intersection where the ice cream show is at the end of the bridge, and they've done hammered up all of the concrete. So now it's new. Fortunately, I hopefully have got photos of it from before they destroyed it. So I think I do. So we're pretty good there, I think. Anyway, I appreciate you coming along on this trip, and if you haven't taken away anything else from this video, take away this. Get your camera out and go take a picture with it, all right? We'll see you later. Hashtag your photos with the hashtag GYCOTAP, GYCOTAP. Get your camera out and take a picture. Until next time, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.